see the recording. So I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Waters, and he's going to talk about, just give you an overview of the Graduate Library Committee, what we do, the impact that we have within the graduate school. So, Mr. Waters, I'm going to hand it over to you at this time.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben. And thank you everyone else for wanting to hopefully join the organization. The committee started out as a need for us to reach out to the graduate students. Graduate students were constantly having problems with the library. So what we wanted to do is to have a committee where graduate students, such as yourself, can help get information out to a lot of the graduate students that are out there that may be having trouble. What we do is you'll be providing information to them, letting them know what tools the library have. We have workshops that are driven by you. You decide, the committee decides what workshops you think that graduate students would need to know, because we have a whole array of databases and a lot of information. So you would drive that information. You are like the connection, the library connection. And out of this, we had graduate students who were complaining about they didn't have enough space in the library. And because of that complaint, it came to the committee, and we were able to resolve that problem. We're now in the works of putting a graduate research center together with the help of council and the Senate to give us the money to purchase furniture and other items. But that came from people like you, graduate students who said, hey, this is a need that needs to be in the library. So those are some of the things that you would be doing on the committee. Did I miss anything, Ben?
No, I think that's a good overview of, who the GLC is, what we do, the impact that we have. As mentioned before by Mr. Waters, I think the biggest impact that we're going to make this year is that we're going to be able to open up the Graduate Research Center on the 3rd floor of Founders Library. That's huge. That's huge to be able to have that space available for our graduate students to really leverage the resources of the library and to be a catalyst for their success in their research. So we ultimately would like to have members from all the different schools and departments across the university, so that all of those departments and schools and colleges are represented on the Graduate Library Committee, or GLC. As Mr. Waters mentioned, we have several workshops lined up that are really going to help educate our graduate students on the resources that they have. All of the people that have come, and conducted research, research workshops for us, it's resources that are freely available. For example, RefWorks. RefWorks is, how many of you know that RefWorks is available to you and that it is a freely available resource management system? Were any of you aware of that?
What do you mean by records?
Records? No, I was talking about the a reference management system.
Oh.
Yes. So like you're talking about your Zotero and your Mendeley, etc. We actually have one freely available to us. which is called RefWorks. You don't have to pay anything for that. Yeah, so things like that, a lot of graduate students don't know. And, as a member of the GLC, it is, our responsibility to get the word out and let people know, hey, you can be a successful researcher, and we're going to help you get there. So I think for right now, Mr. Waters, we can maybe take some questions that Chris, Kevin, Mary, you may have about what we introduced you to as far as that overview of the GLC. So the floor is open. Yes, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. So just because I to get a clear understanding, what kind of weekly commitment are you looking for as for the G, or is it more like we have meeting, like what would one be signing up for if they signed up for this exactly? I mean, I know that there's the workshops, but I mean, are there like weekly meetings, monthly meetings, or bi-weekly or something like that?
The meetings are monthly. We usually meet on a Friday, I think 1 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
It's only for an hour. I know that you guys you're here to get your work done. So we try to minimize the impact on you. So, once a month.
Yeah, and Kevin, I would say, this is my third year on the GLC, and you're going to average probably between 2 to 5 months, 2 to 5 hours worth of GLC related activities per month. So for me, as a busy graduate student like yourself, it's been very manageable, and I can do my work with the GLC as well as be successful as a graduate student. So that's why I'm still here. For me, it's not like a conflict of interest at all. So,
Okay.
but thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Is your hand up, Chris? That's your hand.
Any other questions?
No, I was just kind of I don't have a microphone on my laptop. I had to run and get one, so I might have hit something on accident trying to get that. Sorry about that.
No worries at all. So I want to, if there's no other questions right now, I would want to talk a little bit about, because like I said, this is my third year as a part of the GLC. This year, I'm serving as chairperson as well as disability liaison officer. So what I have the privilege of doing is being able to reach out to our disabled students within the graduate school and make sure that they're aware of the services that they have at the library, things that they may not know about that will allow them to have access to the resources that they need, just as much as someone who does not have a disability. So actually on October the 4th, I'm going to be conducting a disability workshop for our disabled students and allies of disabled students within the graduate school, so that they know, they actually have people in each of our different libraries, founders, etc. I think we have about 8 libraries here on campus. They have a person specifically on each of those libraries that do specialize in requests for the disabled community, to make sure that they have what they need. So just a little bit, being able to have them connect with those specific people, who to contact for each library. Stuff like that is information that could be very helpful to someone who has a disability and who does want to, conduct their thesis research, dissertation research, etc. So this is going to be the second year that we're having this workshop. The first year was great. We had several people join in from the different libraries, as well as a few students as well. So before the workshop on the October the 4th, I'm going to follow up with our allies and with our allies for the disabled community here on campus, as well as maybe some new people that have joined the Howard University libraries that I've not been aware of since last year. So look really excited about that. You know, that's really where my passion lies for, you know, within this committee. And also, as I mentioned, I'm also the chairperson for this year. So overall, you know, along with Mr. Waters, the face of the organization, and, you know, want to be able to move forward and bring our organization to the next level. Right now, currently, we are in the process of applying to become an official Howard University organization. There's a few pieces of documentation that we missed last year, so we are getting that together and resubmitting our application in the spring. So, but yeah, I would definitely say that from a graduate student's perspective, you definitely will be able to have a good balance of, you know, this is not going to distract you from what you need to do. My experience is between 2 to 5 hours of commitment per month, and that's pretty much it. I don't personally see any downsides or anything to detract from the experience of being a member of the GLC. So that said, Mr. Waters, do you have anything to add to what I mentioned?
That's pretty much it. It's this is student led. Like I said, this committee try to resolve any issues that you may have, graduate students have on campus. Your thing is to help us resolve any issues that they may have with the library, whether it's sources that they think that the library should have, um, space that they think that the library have, items that you think that, hey, library should have this would help us out. Coming from you, it's a lot more powerful than just me saying, hey, the graduate students need this. If you say, hey, we need this, they listen because you're the one that are paying the money. So that's why you're that big advocate for a lot of the things that we get. Because of you, because of the graduate students who said, hey, we need space, that's why we got the Graduate Research Center. It's not because I asked for one, but because the students asked for one. So, and that's all you would be doing, like I said, resolving those. If you choose to, you can want to put the workshop together, or well, we can find vendors to do the workshop. But yeah, that's pretty much I can think of. If you guys think of anything that you want to, or you feel like, hey, I have some more questions about something, you always feel free to talk to me or to Ben to find out anything else. But that's pretty much what we do.
Yeah, and that being said, well, yeah, I was going to ask if anyone had any questions. Mr. Kevin, please, what's your question?
So, yeah, you said there's going to be a graduate lounge on the third floor of Founders. How big is it looking so far?
How big is it? It's kind of big. I'm gonna say it's kind of big.
Okay. How many people do we think can go in there at once?
Probably no more. Probably around 30.
Okay. Okay.
That's a lot of yeah. And once again, this is where you may say, hey, we need a larger room. We need more than just this. Once again, this is where you would come in. You will listen to the graduate students. If this graduate student say we need even bigger space, then that's what we would try to do.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Kevin. Is there any other questions from anyone else? Anything maybe that was not clear, anything that they would like to know that has not been addressed yet?
So would you guys be interested in joining or?
I would.
Yes.
Okay, great. If you could also, I think we, Mr. Watson introduced ourselves, but we'd love to have maybe a short introduction from each of you, just to have an idea of where you are in your graduate program, what school or department you're studying under. Just tell us a little bit more about you. Would love to know.
I'll go first then. I am Mary Holloman. I am a first year student in the Communications, Culture, and Media Studies PhD program. Um, I guess like a fun fact about me is the library was my favorite place as a kid. So it's always been like a place of comfort and relaxation and like safe space for me. So I think this was like perfect for me to be on because I can be in the library all day. And as a student with like an invisible disability, having like a place to go that's not as overstimulating and overwhelming is something that even graduate students need.
That's awesome. And Mary, all the best of luck to you as you start your journey here at Howard. Where'd you do your undergrad?
I did my undergrad at Johnson C. Smith University which
So,
is in Charlotte, North
North
Carolina, and
Carolina.
my master's at New York University.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Well, welcome to the Bison family. It is a privilege to have you here with us as well. So who will be next?
I can go next. Hi, all. My name's Kevin. I am a fourth year PhD student in African Studies. Fun fact about me, I guess I went to law school before this. Uh, yeah,
Nice. And where are you from, Kevin?
I'm from Long Beach, California.
Long Beach, California?
Yeah,
Okay, you come from a long way, brother.
I move around.
You come from a long way. And Mary, I forgot to ask you, Mary, where are you from?
I'm from South Carolina.
Oh, you're from South Carolina. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Um, and Kevin, as far as the law school, did you practice law before starting your African Studies program?
I did not. I finished law school and I went pretty much straight into my PhD program.
Oh, okay, okay. Sounds good, sounds good. All right, and that leaves Chris. Chris, tell us a little bit more about you.
Yeah, so my name's Chris. I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia, so like Southeast Virginia 757 area, if you're familiar with that. I'm a first year student in the social work program, master's of social work. And I guess I was just trying to find, I'm not the most outgoing person, so I'm just trying to find ways to get involved where I can, basically. So I decided I'd at least attend the meeting to see if I was interested. So
Awesome, awesome.
And
Good to have you with us,
yeah, wait, and
Chris.
are you interested?
sorry.
I didn't, are you interested?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's not too much of a commitment, which is great for an introvert. So
Sounds good, sounds good. Chris, how far are you from Norfolk Hampton Roads area?
when I'm at home, I'm about 20, 30, maybe 20, less than 20 minutes from Norfolk.
Okay, cool, cool. I wasn't sure how close your hometown was
Mm,
to that area. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, I hope that this short information session was helpful to the three of you to have an idea of, if you decide to commit, if you decide to join us this year, what it's going to be like. Basically, like myself and Mr. Waters said, workshops. That is a major part of it. Mary, you mentioned that you have an invisible disability. I mentioned that there's a disability workshop coming up. So definitely, if you decide to join, definitely would love to have you on that call and to share your insight on that as well. Because
Definitely.
yes, yes, yes.
And I'll be on the lookout in my email for it.
Okay, okay. Sounds good. And so yes, workshops. As a member of the GLC, Mr. Waters gives us the opportunity to lead out workshops that have interest to us. Myself, I am the disability liaison officer, so I have the privilege of working with students like Mary and others who may need different types of things to be able to make sure that they also are able to have the tools needed to be necessary to be successful in their research as well. So it's been personally over the past 3 years, it's really been a privilege to not only be able to meet disabled students, but to understand the diversity in the disability that we have here on campus as well. So outside of the workshops, as mentioned, we have the monthly meetings, which are just an hour per month. And we also have little get-togethers as a group. Last year we had a virtual get-together because we live in all kind of different places across the DMV area, so it's can be a little challenging to get together in person. But we did have a virtual get-together, and that was nice. So whatnot. So. But yeah, it's a great community to be in. Mr. Waters he's very supportive of whatever we want to do. He basically just tells us, okay, here's the keys, you run with it. So we definitely appreciate that about him. And so our next event, Mr. Waters, is we do have some workshops planned for this month. We do have an AI ethics workshop and other workshops upcoming. So we'll definitely keep you in the loop for that. We're also going to post this recording on our YouTube channel. Yes, we do have a YouTube channel where we post our recordings so that people who do not have a chance to attend our meetings will be able to view those as well. So anything else, Mr. Waters, before we end this meeting today?
Oh, that's all I have.
All right, great. And if it is okay, Mr. Kevin, please.
So I just I guess what are the next steps as far as it would just the next step is just go to the October 4th meeting or September or whenever the next meeting was, or like if like we're interested, what do we do next? Do we email somebody or something?
Do you have their email, Ben?
I do have the email for Chris, Kevin, and Mary, and I will make sure to include you, make sure that you're added to. And Mr. Watt, let's add them, if it's okay with the three of you, to add them to our listserv, our mailing list. We have a specific address for our mailing list. If that's okay with the three of you, we'll add you to that so you stay in the loop. We also have a group me specifically for the GLC members. If you're interested in that, I will also send that over, and you're welcome to join our group me to kind of have an informal conversations outside of our formal meetings. So,
thank you.
yes, and Mary, I'll be in contact with you as far as how you would like to be involved in our disability workshop, because I'm, as someone who lives with a disability, I'm definitely interested in being able to give you that platform to, voice any concerns that you may have experienced in the past. And I know you're just starting at Howard, but anything that maybe would be a benefit for the disability community here at Howard, specifically using our library system.
Definitely sounds good. I actually did have some issues like in undergrad and when I was getting my master's that came up regarding, so definitely have some insight on how we can ensure like resources are provided for students going through whatever they maybe have going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll talk with you offline about your experiences at Johnson C. Smith at NYU and what they had available for this students with disabilities as well. So we'll talk about that
Okay.
offline. Well, all right, everyone. Mr. Waters, if there's nothing else to discuss, I want to thank everyone for joining today, and we'll post the recording and we will keep you in the loop for the next GLC event.
Welcome
right.
aboard.
Yes, yes, yes.
Forward to seeing you guys.
All right. Looking forward to working with y'all
Yep.
this year. All
Thank
right.
you.
Good.
Take care.
Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.